Live from Los Angeles in the CRN Digital Talk Studios, it's The Edge at Night with Tommy Hunter. Here he is now, ready to shake up your late nights, your host, Tommy Hunter!
Oh, yeah, here we go. Once again, another Saturday night with me, your host, Tommy Hunter, on The Edge at Night. And I've got Scott Van Heldt in the what is this? Oh, this is a studio tonight. Hey, Scott, welcome to the show.
Hello, sir.
Scott's better known as SVH by the way, in the rock world. So if I refer to Scott as SVH, you know who I'm talking about.
Just think Super Van Halen.
Super Van Halen. Speaking of Van Halen, we're going to get into that here in a little bit. But, hey, I want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers that are out there that are listening tonight. And I just want you to know, listen, I just came from the Whosoever's Shine event over in Costa Mesa. So I ran from Long Beach all the way up to Costa Mesa, all the way back to Long Beach, all the way back to here just to hang out with you guys tonight. So I hope you're feeling a little special. And I wanted just to give a big shout out to Brandon Cagle, also known as The Rep. He did an amazing job at the Shine event tonight. So if you are, just kind of bored, not anything to do after the show, of course, go check out therepmusic.com. Brandon's got just an amazing repertoire of music going on. He's I guess he's what's considered maybe like the Christian version of Eminem.
I was going to say he'd be the Eminem of the Christian marketplace.
He is a little more hardcore, though. I think he gets a little deeper than what Eminem is capable of doing. So props out to you. I also ran into Marlene Barba there tonight. As you guys remember, I had Marlene on the show a couple weeks ago. Marlene's the young lady who decided to take a shotgun, put it in her mouth, pull the trigger, blow her face off, and yep, she's still alive today. So you can check out her story too at facesforglory.com. She's got an amazing testimony or story on there. Please go check it out. Support her as well. And then also ran into, as you guys remember, I had the controversial Pastor Phil Aguilar here on the show last week. And so Pastor Phil showed up at the Whosoever's event tonight with his whole entire set, Free Potsy. And of course, I ran into the middle of all these guys, all these big, bad biker looking guys. And I'm like, where's the leader of this group? I want to know right now. But anyways, I didn't get beat up. I showed up tonight. And here we go. You know, just like you said, Super Van Halen. We're going to rock some Van Halen right now. Here we go.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
welcome back to The Edge of Night with me, your host, Tommy Hunter, and my co-host, SVH. So I know you guys are all wondering, who is this SVH guy? Well, he's Scott Van Heldt. That's what his mom and dad named him anyways. So, but no, SVH is, he's a good friend of mine. Scott used to play with Brian Head Welch, as you guys all know. He was one of the original members of the Brian Head Welch band. It's so weird to call it that because now it's Love and Death. And so I'm like, what do we call it? But it's Love and Death, right? Okay.
Yeah. I'm the old bandmate of the new guy in Korn.
Put your head around that one. Yeah. Anyways, so Scott is a very accomplished guitarist in the industry. And in fact, Scott's been playing guitar for, 20 plus years?
Yeah, I got a couple years under my belt.
So now you've played with some really cool bands. So just, I know on my website, and obviously I read it, but if you can give the listeners maybe some insight as to who you've played with in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I started out just kind of a local musician in Ohio, Northern Ohio, and worked my way around playing in different bands and got to the point where we were starting to open for a lot of national acts and stuff coming through. And then, I just got to a point where I couldn't take it any farther, and I moved to L.A. about maybe 12 years ago now. And didn't take me too long. I started auditioning for different bands. Wes Borland from Limp Bizkit had a band called Blacklight Burns. Well, they were called Eat the Day at the time, and they needed a vocalist, so I went and tried out for them. Did a couple things with the drummer from White Zombie. We started a band called Healer with a violinist from Cirque du Soleil. Really cool world music, metal vibe thing that we did. And that really, I was going through a real spiritual awakening in my life at that point, too. And we did an album called Awakening by Healer. So it was really cool. It just never really got to where we wanted it to go. And we kind of disbanded after a couple of years. And we was talking about doing another record maybe sometime this year or something. But, yeah, then I went off to just kind of do a lot of local stuff here, some session work in L.A. And by the grace of God, I got a call from Head's manager, which we can talk about a little more later. And I got in Brian's band, and it was really a dream come true for me.
Cool. So, all right, when we come back, let's just do that. Let's talk a little bit about that. And I also want you listeners to know, and viewers, that Scott is also one of the sponsors for the show with U Rock Guitar. So stay tuned and make sure that you check this out, because we're actually going to play the U Rock Guitar here on the show. And we're also going to give you an opportunity to win one of the U Rock guitars. Now, that's a pretty unique thing. And while you're here listening, and I know my sound guy Matt tonight, he can't see him, but he's in there and he's like, what, I can win a guitar? Yes, Matt, you too. Because all you have to do is you have to go to the U Rock Guitar Facebook site, put your name on there and say you heard about the U Rock Guitar on The Edge at Night with Tommy Hunter, and we will put your name into a drawing to win one of those. So do me a favor, stay tuned, don't go anywhere, because like I said, you're going to get a chance to win one of those. And Scott's actually going to also throw in a guitar lesson on this thing as well.
That's right.
All right. So stay tuned to The Edge of Night with me, your host, Tommy Hunter, and my wonderful co-host, SVH. right, this is Tommy Hunter with The Edge at Night, so stay tuned. We will be right back.
Fact. U.S. credit card debt is 8 times larger than it was 30 years ago. No wonder you and I are feeling the credit card crunch. You're not alone. Increasing prices and the costs of credit are stretching budgets and preventing people just like us from getting ahead or just catching up with our debts. At American Financial Debt Relief, we can help. We have tested ways to help you get out of debt. Find out how now. The call is free to learn more. If you qualify, we can reduce your interest, show you how to stop your debt from getting larger, and help you get out of debt faster than you can by making minimum payments. So if you're falling behind on your credit cards or medical bills, give us a call right now, where a free 5-minute call can change your life.
800-978-4817. 800-978-4817. Reduce your credit card debt. Call now. 800-978-4817. 800-978-4817.
The Edge at Night is sponsored by U-Rock Guitar Gen 2, a multi-dimensional guitar, MIDI controller, and so much more. With its zero latency tracking and real feel playability, the U-Rock guitar is the perfect creative tool for guitarists, whether on stage or in the studio. The Gen 2 has 100 user customizable presets, or use the built-in USB port to connect to your favorite DAW, VST, or MIDI device and experience a limitless world of sound possibilities. To get yours today, visit urockguitar.com.
Want a home security system, but you're not sure which monitoring company to choose? Consider this. Unlike cable and other providers who are new to home security, ADT has been helping protect homes for more than 100 years. Plus, ADT has the most monitoring centers of any service provider, so you can be sure your service will never be interrupted. And now you can get an ADT monitored system worth $850 for free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Just call Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer today. Call 1-866-669-8954. License number CAAC06320, KY, City of Louisville. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms. Why choose anyone but the nation's home security leader to help protect your home? Call now 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954.
Geico presents a thank you letter from your motorcycle.
Hey there, buddy. I just wanted to say thanks. Ever since you saved money on your motorcycle insurance with Geico, we've been riding a lot more, which means I've been able to really exercise these pipes of mine. Just listen to them. Sorry about that. Brum, 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 brum. Oh, yeah.
Geico could help you save on your motorcycle insurance, and that should make you and your bike very happy.
All right, welcome back to The Edge at Night with me, your amazing host, Tommy Hunter. Yes, amazing. Only because I always bring you the most edgiest people out there. I mean, I'll tell you what, folks, the feedback I got from having Pastor Phil on the show last week, and then Marlene the week before, Eric Gregson from Sleeping Giant the week before that, Head, you name it. We've got these guys coming in. Tonight I've got Scott Van Heldt, SVH, the former guitarist for Brian Head Welch, one of the original members of the band. In fact, that song we just listened to, Die Religion Die, Scott, you were the guitarist on that track, weren't you?
Well, I didn't actually play on the record. The band was all formed afterwards. Head put that whole band together, probably about a year or two after he released.
But while you guys were touring, you played that song quite a bit.
Yeah. That was one of my staples.
Yeah, so the guitars on that are awesome.
I was the whistler at the end of the song, actually.
So listen, as I mentioned in the last segment, I mean, you're one of the sponsors for the show, and we thank you and appreciate everything that you do to help us keep this show going. And part of that is through U-Rock Guitars. And so you've got one of the guitars here with you. Mm-hmm. And like I said earlier, we're going to give you guys, all the listeners and all the viewers, you're going to get a chance to win one of these. And it kind of does look, it's not your standard guitar. So what is this thing?
It's really, I call it a multi-tiered creative tool for musicians, is what I like to call it, because it really has so many different levels of what you can do. It's not really intended to be your standard guitar replacement, or it's not like, oh, I'm going to put my Les Paul in the closet and play my U-Rock guitar. It's a real different thing. And what it really, the amazing thing about it is it's an incredible MIDI controller. And it's a MIDI guitar synth. It has over 100 built-in preset sounds. It has a guitar layer and a synth layer, so you can layer those two sounds on top of each other, fully customizable and programmable. You can change your tunings, all that kind of stuff, which is all really unheard of with a regular guitar.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then once you plug it into a computer, run it in with some software and things like that, you can really take a sound library and literally play any instrument on this guitar.
So now when we play this guitar, and like you said, you can plug it into your laptop, your iPad, iPhone, you name it, any electronic device. They're obviously like, a laptop or whatever. Now, does it download the music for you as well?
No, it's basically, it uses MIDI technology. So,
and what is that? What is MIDI technology?
I should really know the technical term for this, and I don't. But
so give us in layman's terms between you and me and the listeners.
In layman's terms, it's basically sending information. So you want to trigger information from a device to something that is going to make a sound. So you see a lot of lighting and concert lighting and all that's done, MIDI control, all that kind of thing. With relation to music, you'll see it a lot with keyboards, and keyboards have had this technology for years where they can plug into a sound module or a computer and pull up all these different sounds and just create layers of sound. And up until then, if you're a guitar player sitting down with a keyboard pushing buttons trying to play a flute part, it's kind of impossible. So you can do that with this if you got the guitar skills.
That's awesome. Now listen, I've seen Scott shred on his guitar many times in concert. The only difference tonight is you're not wearing all your makeup, and so I'm like, oh hey, it's Scott. I think I recognize you because I've only ever seen you like that. But anyways, just kidding.
I was going to do face paint and CRN across the top like I did at the Chi show, but boy, I got a lot of guff for that one. So
no, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember that. So listen, I know you're an amazing guitarist. Obviously, I mean you've been around the block for a while. I've heard you, but can you do me a favor? Let's play something. Let's shred. I mean, this is an edgy show.
Sure.
So let's do something a little edgy. I know you're not going to play any classical guitar for me tonight. I know you're going to shred up a little bit.
I had a little classical piece in mind. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I've got a couple different things. What I got queued up right now to just kind of give you an idea of the multi layers of sound and stuff that you can do with this. This is a track from my new band. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a few. And I basically have the chorus section here, all the instruments that I've layered in a string section. I've also layered in a piano part and like a droney kind of sitar sound in the background. And all this is just layered with using the U-Rock guitar to trigger all these sounds.
All right. This is all on the U-Rock guitar.
Yep.
Folks, that's pretty amazing.
So if I take out, say like I take out the main guitar there. Here's just a little drone kind of deal. Strings. Piano.
Now, folks, listen, that's a pretty awesome guitar, so keep it going in the background there. I'm kind of digging that. That's cool. That's a pretty unique sound. So listen, keep tuned here to the Edge at Night, because we're going to give you a chance to win one of those guitars. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned with me, your host, Tommy Hunter, right here on the Edge at Night with SVH.
That's right.
a fact. You can make thousands of dollars flipping houses. Discover the secret house flipping formula from Dave and Pete, the stars of A&E's #1 hit show Flipping Boston, for free.
Hi, it's Pete and Dave. We're giving you our flipping formula for free. It's what we use to find the right house, flip it fast, and get paid.
It's time to stop just talking about flipping houses and start doing it. Now is one of the best times in history. USA Today reported that you can make thousands of dollars in profit flipping houses.
In New York City, the average profit was over $118,000. Omaha, it's over $71,000. Lake Havasu, Arizona, the profit per flip was $87,000.
And we're going to show you how we do it for free. Stop dreaming. The houses are there. The opportunity will never be better. And for a limited time, the flipping formula is free.
Call now, 800-326-1740 for your free Flipping Formula Strategy Guide DVDs. Just pay processing. That's 800-326-1740. 800-326-1740.
CRN listeners, keep up to date with all the latest food, wine, restaurant, and travel news on the What's Cooking Show. We'll talk to celebrity chefs, restaurateurs, travel experts, winemakers, and so much more. Catch recipes, travel deals, and the who's who for all you foodies out there. Tune in live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, and video streaming live at crntalk.com. That's the What's Cooking Show. You won't want to miss it.
Time's running out. You're maxed out on your credit cards. The collection calls are coming every day, and now you're 2 payments behind on your mortgage. Every time you turn on the radio, there's some cheerful couple telling you how they got out of debt overnight. Their stress is gone, and everything's just wonderful. Come on. The truth is, what sounds too good to be true is too good to be true. Banks don't build skyscrapers so you can walk in and settle your credit card debt for pennies on the dollar. You need real help, and you need it now. Not bankruptcy. That should be your last choice. We're Credit Card Relief, and we've been helping people just like you for nearly a decade. We're the only attorney-driven program dedicated to helping you get out of debt in months instead of years, saving you thousands, and without risking your family home. We know what we're doing, and we don't make promises we can't keep. The consultation is free, and the relief is real.
800-981-7595. 800-981-7595. 800-981-7595.
Hi, this is SVH, former guitarist for Brian Headwelch. I'm here on the edge at night with an amazing instrument, the U-Rock Guitar Gen 2. The U-Rock guitar is a multifaceted creative tool for guitarists, offering a variety of built-in guitar and synth tones that can connect to any amp via its quarter-inch jack. But that's not all. The YRG is a fully functional, zero-latency MIDI controller, which you can use to control any VST, DAW plug-in, or other MIDI controllable device. You can even use your U-Rock guitar to transcribe your favorite riffs to notation or tablature, giving guitarists the ability to do things that no ordinary keyboard controller would allow them to do. Or plug in with headphones for quiet practice or late-night jams, and even connect your iPod via the 1/8-inch jack and rock out with your favorite songs. Check out the U-Rock guitar today at urockguitar.com, and be sure to check them out on Facebook or Twitter. And keep listening to The Edge at Night.
The Doug Stephan Good Day program, early morning radio. You can find out what's going on in the world. We talk about the issues of the day, the events of the day, the people that people are talking about. We have an interesting way of looking at the news and having a little fun with the issues. So if you want to have some fun, learn a few things, and get up on the right side of the world, Doug Stephan's Good Day program on CRN Digital Talk.
Be sure to check out Good Day USA weekdays, 3 to 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
And once again, welcome back to The Edge at Night with me, your host, Tommy Hunter. Hey, listen, as we get started, I want to remind everybody that you can find me on Twitter at The Edge at Night, and you could also find, Scott, where can we find you on Twitter? I know it's
at the SVH.
The SVH, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's right. And then also, if you want to learn about the up-and-coming shows, go check out my website at theedgeofnight.com. And if you want to see just a crazy picture of Scott, there's one on there along with his story. Next week, I have Shay Forbes, LA Laker cheerleader, coming on. And so, oh, you know what? That's right. It's not Shay next week. It's Brian Sumner. I had my weeks kind of twisted up there. Thank you, my associate producer. She's like, hey, no, it's not that. So anyways.
I like Brian Sumner. Nice guy there.
Yeah, Brian, you guys don't want to miss next week. Brian with his English accent, that in itself is a treat, so make sure you tune in for that. And he's bringing a special guest with him. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I know the person that he's bringing, and it's a super cool deal. So stay tuned, next week for that. Then the following week we have Shay Forbes, the LA Laker cheerleader, who has got a pretty crazy story herself. And listen, again, we're here with Scott Van Heldt from SVH from U Rock Guitars. And as I mentioned, U Rock is one of the sponsors for this show. And listen, I appreciate that you guys are sponsoring the show, but you know what, folks? I need more sponsors to keep the show running. It doesn't run itself. So if you'll do me a favor and sponsor the show, all you have to do is go to my website, theedgeatnight.com, and there's a little donate button on there. Just hit donate. It goes straight to PayPal. You can do it anonymously, or if you want to do it, and we'll post you all over the place. I'll give you a shout out on the radio, whatever it is. But please do me a favor, sponsor the show just so that we can keep it going, keep touching people's lives, keep going out, reaching out there, and just sharing truth with people. Do me a favor, just go to theedgeatnight.com, press that donate button. Even if it's $5, it's $5 closer to the goal of what we're trying to do to keep this show going. So, with that being said, let's keep the show going. And Scott, I know that you were touring with Head, and that had to be a little bit some crazy times, because Brian here is now, he's starting his own band. You're coming in. And that whole story, how you got there, was pretty cool. You didn't get picked at first.
No, it was really kind of a weird thing because, initially he was doing these YouTube auditions. And I got a call from a buddy of mine that worked at Musicians Institute. And he's like, hey, I got this flyer and Brian's doing this thing. And I was like, cool, I'm going to send something in. And then his manager calls me and he says, hey, we were referred to you by this agent guy that you've done some stuff for before, and would you like to try out? You can waive the $25 fee or whatever. And I'm like, all right, sweet, because I was broke and I didn't have the $25 to do it. So
another starving artist
yeah,
in
exactly.
the studio
so
tonight.
I was like, cool, I can send it in today instead of waiting until Friday. So basically, I sent in a video. I waited for the month or so that everybody else waited for some announcement. Back then it was MySpace, so MySpace, he made a big announcement, and I'm reading it, and I'm looking down the list, and it says, Michael Valentine, bass guitar, Dan Johnson, drums, and then it says,
oh my gosh, those guys.
Yeah, lead guitar from Sandusky, Ohio, which is my hometown. I'm like...
And it was you. Got chosen.
No, it was this other dude. Some other guy.
So SVH became the lead guitarist for the Brian Head Welch Band. And here's a song that they always wrapped up the shows with, and I know you guys all know it from the old Korn days, or I guess they're the new Korn days.
That's right.
Check it out. Let's get a little blind going.
see I'm going blind. I could see I'm going blind. I could see I'm going blind.
Night is sponsored by U-Rock Guitar Gen 2, a multi-dimensional guitar, MIDI controller, and so much more. With its zero latency tracking and real field playability, the U-Rock guitar is the perfect creative tool for guitarists whether on stage or in the studio. The Gen 2 has 100 user customizable presets, or use the built-in USB port to connect to your favorite DAW, VST, or MIDI device and experience a limitless world of sound possibilities. To get yours today, visit urockguitar.com.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Minetti, and many of you out there suffer from skin problems. Well, I've been telling you for months how to solve that problem. It's called Herpanicin. It's the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out. It gets rid of all kinds of acne on your back, your neck, your face, so you can feel and you could look like a movie star. Herpanicin is a natural supplement. It was created by Dr. Wayne Diamond and his staff, and trust me, this really works. I've been on these supplements for over a year now and never had a problem. There is no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. You trust Larry. Just try it. Call 888-467-4200. 888-467-4200.
Hi, folks. Fred Dreyer here for Regenix. This September will mark my 7th year as a Regenix client. 7 years, and I could not be more satisfied. Why, you ask? Because they took the time to analyze, explain, and teach me what was specifically happening to my hair and scalp, and in doing so, gave me a reasonable expectation for positive results. If you have hair and scalp issues, there's only one place for you. Pick up the phone and dial 1-800-REGENIX or go to Regenix.com.
Once again, welcome back to The Edge of Night with me, your host, Tommy Hunter. Hey, listen, I've got SVH in the studio with me tonight, and we're going to get into that a little bit here. But I do want to talk about, hey, this week I'm going to be hanging out with a friend of mine called Gary Lee, and Gary Lee's in a band, In the Midst 777, and Gary was actually nominated for Vocalist and Guitarist of the Year. Pretty cool, right?
Very cool.
Yeah, in fact, he's going to be at the LA Music Awards. It's at the Whiskey A Go-Go this week, and so we're going to head down there Thursday night, support our buddy.
Time to get up and go to the Whiskey A Go-Go.
Right? I'm pretty stoked. I've never been there, and I know it's one of the original cool rock bars, in downtown Hollywood there. So yeah, that'll be fun to go to.
With Head years ago.
Oh, you guys played there?
Yeah, we got to play. That was, I think, the only time I ever played at the Whiskey, but it was fun.
That's cool. Yeah. I know it seems like it's a pretty cool venue, and I was pretty excited to be asked to go, and so of course I'm going to go. And
they have these little lines, like this little walkway area, and you can't step into the walkway. And if you even step on the tape, these guys come and like push you back in the crowd, and that's a little odd to me. But aside from that, pretty cool place.
Well, I am a little bit bigger than
I don't think you'll have a problem.
So hey, listen, also we have to do, how I love to do my shout outs on the show. So first and foremost, I want to shout out to Carrie, Scott's wife, and Anaya, his daughter, who just turned 2 years old 2 weeks ago.
Yep, on the first.
So happy Father's Day to you, Scott.
And my wife just had a birthday last week, but I'll leave her age out of it.
Carrie, happy 25th birthday.
Exactly.
Everybody always says 29th. We know you're not even 29 yet. Scott's such a cradle robber. So,
yes, love you both.
shout out to your family. And then, of course, to the whole Whosoever's family. Whosos are rocking it tonight over in Costa Mesa. And I know all my Set Free Soldier friends showed up over there with Pastor Phil Aguilar, and they came in screaming loud with their motorcycles, scaring everybody. But I think they all got together and got along. So, anyways,
that's right.
Back to Scott, SVH here. Now, when we last talked about the guitar, and let me just say before we get into that too, don't forget, folks, to go to Facebook and hit You Rock Guitars like page and put a little comment in there. Hey, heard about your guitars on the Edge at Night, and put your name or put something, a little comment in there, and that's going to actually register you to win one of these guitars. And with that being said, Scott, can you take us and show us a little bit how this thing is played? I know you're a shredder, so shred for us a little bit tonight, would you?
Yeah. Basically, what I've got going on here is I've got, again, this track from my new band, and got a little section here that we're in the studio right now and kind of building this, so I tend to put a lot of layers and things like that. And I'm kind of toying around with a little solo idea here with a synth sound on a solo at the end. So we'll give it a shot and see what it sounds like. Something like that, kind of, maybe. I don't know.
That's all right. I'm digging that. So now, I noticed it's got a whammy bar on there. We played a little Van Halen earlier. I know Eddie's a big whammy bar kind of guy. Hold on. Let's. Yeah, there we go.
That's been too long.
Now, I was thinking this week, and now some of you are going to totally chime in. It's funny because earlier on my way over to the Whosoever's event tonight, I was listening to one of those rock stations, one of those secular rock stations. I know all the religious folks are going to be like, oh my gosh, you weren't listening to Christian radio? Nope, sure wasn't. I was tuned right into that 80s music because I'm an 80s kind of guy. And it was pretty cool because they had, some of that stuff that we all like to hear, like the Van Halen and some Slash, some Stevie Vai. Then, of course, everybody loves a little Metallica with James Hetfield, and then there's Hendrix.
Yeah.
Little Jimi Hendrix going on. And I was even thinking back to some of the originals like Randy Rhoads. Mm-hmm. I wonder what Randy would have thought of something like a guitar like this. I mean, like, that dude was like the ultimate shredder, right?
Totally.
Now, is that somebody who maybe would have influenced you growing up, or...?
I was big into Joe Satriani and Steve Vai. They were two of my big influences. Probably my biggest musical influence would be Stryper. To be honest, yeah, I grew up and my dad was a church choir director, and I really wasn't allowed to listen to secular music growing up, and Stryper was the heaviest thing I could find at the time, and I really, really enjoyed their music and the guitar melodies and just the solos, and their musicianship is amazing. And even today, those guys are, pushing 50 and just slaying it. So.
I know, like you're going way back to like the original big hair bands, right?
Oh, Petra and let's see, Barren Cross, White Cross, DeGarmo and Key. That's all stuff I grew up on.
So it's funny. It's such a small world. So we ran into, we actually became really good friends with this guy that we used to do jail ministry with, and he was the keyboardist for Petra back in the day.
How funny.
And then he ended up that his daughter was a school teacher for Brian Head Welch's daughter, Janaea, as you know Janaea pretty well. And so, I mean, it's just such a small world.
It really
and then,
is.
Now, when you say Stryper, are you talking about like Oz? Because Oz is a pretty good guitarist.
Oh, Oz is amazing. And Michael is an incredible guitar player, too. I mean, he's a double threat because he's got the vocals and the guitar playing ability. But yeah, that was the stuff I grew up on. I used to do this thing called Teen Talent, and it was like at the, in the church, they'd have like kids come up and tell a poem or something like that and play, piano or something.
Sure.
And I got up and played guitar, and I had this like pink, purple, shiny Kramer, and I had my little crate amp, and I plugged in, I turned my distortion all the way up, and I'm doing like two-handed tapping Oz Fox solos, and people are just like, I don't even know how to rate this.
Now, speaking of Stryper, I heard Stryper's coming in concert here in Southern California, and I personally am looking forward to going to that because I know that he's going to be here. So do me a favor, we'll get more into that, but when we come back, we're going to have more of SVH here in the studio. So stay tuned to The Edge at Night with me, your host, Tommy Hunter.
So we're going to talk about Dandy Don's Ice Cream Sundae Bar in a Box. The Sundae Bar in a Box is $149.95. What that is 25 ice cream sundaes and all the toppings, all shipped to you with dry ice overnight, and you can have your own sundae bar. 25 scoops of ice cream, and you choose the flavors. 10 toppings, which is hot fudge, hot caramel, strawberry, marshmallow, whipped cream, stem cherries, rainbow sprinkles, chocolate sprinkles, peanuts, almonds, M&Ms, Oreos, granola, chopped up sugar cones. How do you get it? You go online to dandydons.com, DANDYDONS.com, and click on ice cream sundae bars. Like I said, you can pick your own ice cream flavors. Choose your own ice cream flavors. And what does it cost? $149.95 plus shipping. Go to dandydons.com and order it. DANDYDONS, Dandy Don's homemade ice cream. Bye.
Attention business owners, if your company is having trouble paying its bills, there are many ways your creditors can hurt you. They start by calling you at work, then at home. Then they call other family members that guaranteed payment. They can sue you, take your assets, freeze your bank accounts, and threaten your very way of life. If you don't handle these matters properly, you could lose everything. The good news is that you don't have to live like this anymore. Corporate Turnaround has helped thousands of small business owners reduce their debts and buy them the time they needed to pay their creditors. Rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau, Corporate Turnaround will immediately go to work handling your most difficult debts and keep your creditors from putting you out of business. The call is free and so is our consultation. That's right, we'll provide you with expert advice right now absolutely for free as part of this special radio promotion. Visit us now at profitfromdebt.com or call 1-800-505-3894. 1-800-505-3894. 1-800-505-3894.
Try Fry Vineyards, the Mendocino County organic wine with no sulfites added from America's pioneering organic winery. Fry Wine, the first maker of certified biodynamic wines in the United States. At Fry Wines, our emphasis is on producing organic wine of the highest quality while caring for our planet and palate alike. Check out our website at frywine.com and join the Fry Vineyards Wine Club. You'll receive 20% off all orders and much more. Plus, you can check out our internet-only specials. And go to our crntalk.com website or the frywine.com website and check out Chef Piero's Recipe of the Week. Great biodynamic wines from Redwood Valley in Mendocino County, California. Fry Wines. Go to frywine.com. That's FREYWINE. Frywine.com. Check it out and enjoy great wines at your home tonight.
Hello. Welcome back to The Edge of Night. With me, your host, Tommy Hunter. I had to do something a little bit different there. I had to, switch it up. I was going to do my Barry White impression, but then you guys would be like, are we listening to an R&B station, man? What's the deal? I thought this was one of them edgy shows. And it is. So listen, I've got Scott Van Heldt, better known as SVH, in the studio with me tonight. And, man, it's been an amazing show. And, Scott, I just want to tell you thank you for being on the show tonight.
Oh,
thanks for you rocking us with the guitar. And to all the listeners, you guys rock, so you rock, so which makes sense. And, Scott, if you could do me a favor, this is that time of the show where it's that, share what's on your heart segment. And so will you do me a favor, just take it away?
Yeah, I just, my whole purpose in life really, I feel, is to encourage people to really express the divine within themselves, realize that God is in your life and he's a part of you if you want to accept that and embrace it. And, that's a big thing that a lot of people just have trouble really being themselves, and really opening up and accepting the possibilities of what God can do in your life. And with me, with my music for years, I was chasing it. And I was angry and bitter and mad because I never got where I wanted to get as quick as I got there. And when the opportunity came with Head, it was a thing where I prayed about it, didn't get the gig. When I found out I didn't get the gig, I sat down and said, but you told me I was going to get this gig. What's going on? And I wrote this letter to God, and I just poured my heart out and stuck it in a drawer. And about 3 or 4 days later, I got a call from Head's manager, and he said, hey, the other guy doesn't want to do it. He's, just can't really walk the walk. And if you'd like to come try out, come try out. And I did, and I got in the band, did it for 2 years, and we did my last show was in New Zealand at the Parachute Festival, and I was backstage hugging Head, crying, saying, dude, this has been such an amazing experience, and I just want you to know that you're probably going to have to get a restraining order against me if you want me out of your band ever, because I ain't going anywhere. This is really where my life should be. And a month later, I left the band on my own accord because financially I just was in a place I couldn't do it. So you just got to follow your heart and follow what God leads you to do, and just be faithful, and it'll all work out.
You know, one of the cool things and I read the letter, by the way, and I think it's exactly how real God is and how we should be able to talk to him. Mm-hmm. I think that religiously there's this big cloud that's put on this thing where you have to talk to God in a certain way. And honestly, we should talk to God just like we're talking right now.
Totally.
And that's what I read in that letter, and it was pretty genuine. And thanks for sharing that, by the way. That was a really cool letter.
Yeah, if anybody wants to read it too, just email me at scott@svhmusicinc.com. I'll be more than happy to send it to you. And, on a side note to that, with You Rock Guitar, we are looking for artists to endorse. So if you're in a band and you got some things going on, or you're a producer or studio guy, hit me up again at scott@svhmusicinc.com. And, if we can make something happen, we'll make it happen.
And like I said earlier, if you want to win one of these You Rock guitars, do me a favor and go to the You Rock Guitar Facebook page, write a comment that you heard about You Rock Guitars on the Edge at Night, and just put a little blurb in there. You thought Scott had this really sexy voice, or
thank you very much,
or whatever it's going to be. I don't care. Put something on there just so that these guys know you heard about it here. They're going to take your name, put it in a drawing. My sound engineer tonight, Matt, like as soon as he heard that, he got right on Facebook and he's like, okay, I'm in. Do I win the guitar now? No, Matt. But we do want to thank you for such an amazing show tonight. You did a rocking job. Thank you for doing that.
Edge at Night affiliates are not included in the
And while you're listening, don't forget to go to my website, theedgeatnight.com, hit that donate button, and help to keep this show going, because look, I know it's changing people's lives. The stuff that I get, the feedback that I get via feedback or Twitter, or the emails that I get from Tommy@theedgeatnight.com. Everybody, I love your stories. Thank you for the reports of what's going on in your life and how this is touching your life. I appreciate that. Don't forget, next week I have Brian Sumner, professional skateboarder. He used to skate with Tony Hawk. The next week, Shay Forbes. And then come July, when Fieldy and Head get back from their European tour, they're going to be here in the studio. And, man, I can't wait to hear all about that. But I just want to take this time to say thank you to all the listeners who are tuned in tonight. We appreciate you hanging out with us once again on a late Saturday night on the Edge of the Night with me, your host, and your friend, and your fellow guy out there who's just taking care of you on Saturday nights. This is that time of night where I'm like, I don't know, I'll just say whatever I can because we're just burning time. No, just kidding. Matt's giving me the 15 seconds. Hey, don't forget, stay tuned right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio every Saturday night with me, your host, Tommy Hunter, on the Edge at Night. Peace.
Yeah!